L.A.B continues to roll out the hits. We looked earlier, a couple weeks back, at the new family of links, and I chose the Link 2.2 as the putter that day that I felt the most confident with, but I wanted to take the 2.1 out as well. This is the longer, skinnier blade version here. It is a nice looking putter, and with that heel shafted design, it is going to suit so many more golfers' eyes. What we're going to do here today is take the 2.1 out for 9 holes of golf with 2 goals in mind. Firstly, we want to hit 15 putts or less. If I can do that, I know I've got a great putter in my hands that suits at least my game. And number 2, our goal is no 3 putts, and that's any putter. I never want to have a 3 putt on a round if I can avoid it. We'll see if we can hit those 2 goals and have some fun. And what I'll do is show you the shots that I hit in. We'll be doing this as I play a regular round of golf, so you'll see the shots as I hit them. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to work. All right, first hole here. I just chipped one on. It rolled out a little bit more than I wanted, but it leaves me an uphill putt about 10 feet here for our first chance at a 1 putt. That would be a good start, honestly. I do think that this is a range where you're gonna get the help from the Zero Torques because you can take out one of those variables in putting. You gotta get the line right. Obviously, you gotta get the speed right, obviously. If you can do that, at least you know the face should come through square. This one should be going a little left to right. Didn't give it enough. I hit that a little toe side too. Was not a great putt, but it's a 2 putt. We're heading to the second hole here. Now, I will say, I really do like the weight of this link line. It is nice and heavy. There's even a heavier option. I've got the standard weight putter here, but they make a heavier one if you want it. But at standard, it's already pretty heavy in hand, which I like that heft. It just makes me feel a little bit more centered over a putt. Great milling on this. I made a custom one here where I chose my alignment line. That's the nice thing about customizing with L.A.B. But even their stock putter, it just lines up visually so good to the eye. They've just done a great job with the aesthetics here in the link line. All right, hole 2. Let's see if we can start making some 1 putts. All right, so after a tough kind of escape from the woods here, I'm on the green, but I got a really tough downhill putt. Speed control is gonna be critical. This is where I've struggled with other L.A.B putters, especially their all aluminum offerings. This being that 303 stainless steel, it's gonna have a little bit better feel to a person like me who's used to a steel or carbon putter, but let's see if I can dial it in here. Boy, I'll take that. I will take that every day of the week. And honestly, I hit that one, I don't know if you could see from back there, but I hit that one off the toe of the putter. So that absolutely helped me right there, distance control wise. I didn't really lose anything. That speed was absolutely perfect. So that's huge win. But it's still just a 2 putt. We're 4 putts in, and we're heading to the 3rd hole. Oh, okay, well after a chip that didn't quite get down the hill, I'm on the upper tier here. I gotta be really careful again of speed control. I'm gonna leave the pin in for this one, but I could easily run it by 6-8 feet if I'm not careful here. All right, here we go. Here's my first test. 3.5 footer for par. This is where I need to be really confident with any putter, really. Okay, that was nice. All right, 2 putt again. We'll take that from that position. That's a win in my book. And that's twice now we've been above the hole. Hopefully my next putt won't be. We're heading to another difficult green though. All right, so when we're talking L.A.B putters, we have to talk price because this is really, they've set the bar higher and they've really raised the tide on all of the Zero Torque putters and putters in general. There were so many putters that you could get 150, maybe 200 bucks and have something really high quality, but now you really can't unless you're getting into the $400 or $500 range, get into it any kind of decent putter. And so has L.A.B been good for the industry or not good for the industry? You know, it's one of those things. I do think this technology helps you. I really am a believer, but I don't like where prices have gone. That said, you know, if we look at the reverse of that, you're gonna be putting a whole heck of a lot more than you're gonna hit any other club in your bag. You're gonna putt as much as, who knows, 30 plus times around, whereas, you know, you're only hitting another 40, 50 shots on top of that. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, maybe 70. or 80 for some folks, but you know, you're gonna be using this putter a lot more than any other club in your bag, even a driver, probably double. Is it worth it? I mean, I'd love to know your opinion. I would love to know your opinion. It's hard, honestly, for us content creators, we get sent these putters. So I didn't have to put my own money into this. I'll be 100% honest with you. They sent me this putter to test, but would I buy it on my own? I think I probably would, but it's a question everyone has to answer for themselves. And so I'd love to know. Leave me a comment down below. I thought I hit the green from the fairway. It was a really good shot, but there's some wind behind me, so I was long, and now it chipped it up, and it wasn't a great chip. So this is my par putt, 10 feet. I saw more break than there was. I put it right on line, and I feel like I've been doing that with this putter this whole day. So that's the good news. The not so good news is now we're 8 putts in, and we've got to get some 1 putts if we're going to hit this over under, but we're still looking real good on the 3-putt challenge right now. We're heading to a par 3. I'd like to hit a shot in tight. I need a birdie now after that bogey. All right, my chip onto this green was a little bit too far. So it's actually a pretty tricky putt here. Side hill lie. I'm gonna call it 4 feet, maybe 4.5. Howdy confident again with this type of putt. Nice confident stroke. That was dead center. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I've really struggled from that distance lately. And I've had now 2 of those putts that I felt very confident staring over this one. So that really does bode well. A lot of putting, honestly, is just confidence. You could putt with a pool cue if you felt super confident over it, you know, like that's a big part of it. I think there's, you know, getting back to the value discussion, there's almost something to be said for these expensive putters in the fact that when you have something that feels expensive and precious and you take care of, you almost want to rise to the occasion in a way. I know it's weird, but it's just a psychological thing with human beings. The more expensive something is, the more you value it, the more you concentrate and focus on it. Yeah, anyway, I really like what it's doing from short distance, and we finally got our 1 putt. We're gonna need at least 1 more 1 putt before this day is over to hit that goal, but we're on pace. Okay, I had a good shot in here with a 9-iron. I'm happy with this putt, but I'd be very happy if I can 1 putt it. Let's see if we can make it happen. Just a little slower than I expected. And again, I do feel very confident from that 3-4 foot distance right now. So 2 putt, I'll take it. I'll take it. We're still doing real good in terms of our no 3-putt challenge. I mean, all in all, I'd say the more I'm using this putter, the more confidence I'm getting out of it. You know, but for a putter to really stick in the back of my bag, for that to happen, I've gotta start nailing some putts. Especially like I mentioned before, that 10-12 foot distance, that's where I feel like I can make up some strokes. But again, if I don't lose any strokes with the short putts, that's another win right now for me. And we are getting that. This is one of those frustrating holes. I bomb a drive, I'm totally in the go zone, like 105 out. I'm firing at this pin. I just hit an awful shot. So I had the chip up here. The chip was decent, but still leaves me 10 feet from my par. I keep giving it way too much. That one hurts, and honestly, I think it's just my alignment. I'm a little too far left with this putter. It's funny because I'm testing multiple putters here today. On the front nine, I was putting with a putter that I needed to kind of air a little bit more left because I seem to be hitting it right, and this is the opposite. At least on that putt, it was like I'm airing a little bit too left, so now I've got to make a little bit of an adjustment. But I will say that the lines that I'm putting the putts on are my lines where I want them to go, at least the way I'm coming through that stroke. The link is doing its job. It's staying square. It's just I got to get the line better. We've got 2 more holes to do it. I'm heading to a par 3 here. Hopefully I can knock one tight. All right, another birdie putt. That's the good news. I got 20-ish feet, maybe 22. Whoa. Brain fart on speed there. Whoa. Well, there we go. There's a 3-putt. It was bound to happen. It's bound to happen. It just goes to show you, no matter how good of a putter you've got in your hands, you gotta stay mentally focused at all times. I didn't do that there. I was thinking more about direction, because I said I was kind of aiming a little left, and I just took my mind completely off how far I needed to pull that one back and hit the right speed and the right distance control. So 3-putt hurts, which means we've already gone 16 putts. Now we're not gonna hit either of our goals, even though I'm really enjoying the lab right now. I'm in the woods here after my drive. I've got to hit a couple good shots on this par 5. And hopefully we can finish with a 1-putt birdie and finish strong. Then we're gonna rank this club. Unfortunately, this is a bogey putt because I hit my 3rd shot into the water here. I'm above the hole here. We're gonna call it 9 feet. left to right. The putt just did not break. I hit my line, it didn't break. So that is 18 putts. We did have the 1-3 putt, just didn't make them from any kind of distance today. But let's go ahead and rank this putter. We always rank on 5 criteria. First one is distance control. I was really pleasantly surprised. The holes that stand out for me would be that second hole. That putt was a bomb that we rolled to like 1.5 feet or something. That was awesome. And then the hole right after that, actually the third hole, that was another putt where I was on the wrong tier of that green and I managed to cozy it up. So I feel really good about the distance control of this one. I got to give it a full 5 out of 5, which I'm not sure I've ever done for a L.A.B putter, but this one gets it. When it comes to alignment and accuracy, pull is my miss right now, is what it seems like. So I don't know what it is. I like looking down at it, but I was missing those putts. It just didn't make anything from like 8 feet out here today. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. When it comes to forgiveness, I think this putter did very well, actually. I hit a couple, not necessarily center of that putter, still got the distance. And all in all, I think it was a pretty forgiving result. I think they did a great job with the milling, everything like that. It's a really nice product. For me, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 for forgiveness. When it came to feel and sound, again, 5 out of 5 for me. I think they really nailed it. This is a putter that, if you hate zero torque putters, I think you're gonna want to at least take a look at this one. And in terms of value, again, that's the conversation we've been having all day. For me, value has got to be 3.5 out of 5 here. And it's that high because I do think you're getting a lot of help from the technology here, but it's gonna come at a really, really high price for sure. So on your screen is a score here for the L.A.B Link 2.1. I think still between these two, the 2.1 and the 2.2, I feel like I still prefer the 2.2, which is a surprise because visually the 2.1 is it for me. But in terms of results and really what matters on the golf course, your score, I think the 2.2 edges it out just a little bit. But I'd love to know what you think too. Let me know down below. What do you prefer? And how about the entire L.A.B line? What's your #1 putter in their line? I think this one could be it, but still that Oz1 IHS, that's a winner too. They make so many good ones. I'll leave a link to that one if you want to check it out. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you back next time on another edition of Let's Play